Hey guys, here we are on Riverbend Springs. We're going to be checking it out today. I started with $1 million, as you can see down on the bottom there. If you aren't aware, Riverbend Springs is the American base map for Farming Simulator 25. So once this is loaded up, we will be checking it out in a pickup truck. So here we are on the starting farm. As you can see, there's a lot graphically going on here. I feel like the lighting and shadows look much better. We do have some tearing and, frame drops, but that's just because this is the first time loading into the game. So as promised, we're going to flip through, get into our pickup truck. We'll be looking at all of this stuff later. I don't have a pickup truck, so I'm going to have to buy it. Got a Skoda Kodiak. Interesting. Definitely going to take the International. We've started at the store. If we check out our mini-map here, we're kind of really centralized in the middle of the map. We're just going to go ahead and take it low and slow and look at some places. I'm going to first get back up to the map. We're going to ride this main road down through here and then hook around on the bottom of the map. There's actually a pretty good highway system. You can really, be on the main roads pretty much all the way around. I'll try to keep the mini-map and help menu out of your way so you guys can tell what's going on. But so far the way the game looks is much more environment inducing. It makes it feel like much more is happening than with 22. Like this whole livestock market and gas station, that looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. School bus. And when there's a town, it doesn't just look like an assortment of buildings. It looks like a town. I like that. There's definitely going to be more. The environment is just much better. We'll have to get over the flickering and the loss of frames and everything. Probably just going to be a reality until we get to, having a decent amount stored in the shader cache, I believe, is what the issue is. I am running high graphic settings, but that might be too much for my poor PC to handle. That's cool. You can actually see the undulations in the road where you hit the bridge. Your car actually moves. So here's kind of our first looks at fields here. Sorry, I keep getting bushes in the camera. The rolling hills in the back look good. The fields, kind of hard to tell where the field starts and stops just because the weeds look so similar to the grass. It's no big deal. Nice little wood yard down there. Looks pretty good until the stuff starts disappearing in your FOV range. Wheat ready to harvest. Yeah, I love the forested hills in the background. That looks pretty cool. I can't think of a map where we've really had that. This does have the same startup sound as the pickup in the Zielonka expansion, the premium expansion. I forget what that was. That's cheap. Come on, Giants. Don't copy paste. See some bits of industrial stuff poking through the trees. That's pretty cool. I wish we could get row crop, but we don't have that yet. It would be nice for corn to look like it's been planted in rows instead of just being perfect textures and everything. If we come up through here, we will be on that one straight road along the bottom. Looks like this could be a gas station of some sort. Is it functioning? This is the gas station. It's got a dark blue tag. There's also an electric. Do they all have that symbol? Yeah, okay, so another gas station up there, which is a first. I can't think of any giant maps where we've had more than one gas station on them. Looks like we've got one in town, one down here, and of course one on the starting farm. But it's just a tank. It's not actually a whole gas station. Oh! Run before the owner comes out. Ooh, I want to check out the tunnel here. Interior ain't bad. I'm guessing we can't go through the tunnel. How is it going to stop me there? Okay, it's going to show the barriers. Am I going to hit a wall? Yes, okay. Whoop. Oh, come on. You can't even make the tunnel seem to go forever. You can see the ending very clearly. That's funny. Alright, so we'll cook it and book it along this road here. Just kind of point out some things as we go. That looks good. And the school bus traffic is pretty cool. I mean, it's 8 a.m., so I don't think school buses should be rolling around, at least in the U.S. Oh, here we go. First water feature. Yeah, those hills look good. These little cattail marshes. Uh-oh. What is this? Is that nothing? Okay. I thought that was a collectible. Maybe it is. Oh, the flashlight's cool. You can actually see it down in the bottom corner there. It's cool. Ah, yeah, I forgot about that. You're going to see ripples in the water where you move. And if we were to put our truck in there, we'd see that. A lot of ripples as well. Oh, hello. Let's come down here and see what we've got. The reflections don't look quite right. There's probably some issues graphically on my computer end because the settings may be a little too high. But all in all, that's a pretty good landscape. Like that's a nice backdrop. I like that a lot. Interesting. So the mini map shows the road keep going, but if I go to the big map, it doesn't. If you can tell. Yeah, that's cool. They've drawn the roads all the way off the screen. I like that. It's a subtle touch. Probably wasn't very hard for them to do, but it goes a long way. This little dock area is pretty cool. I'm not sure if there's anything down here like production chains or anything like that. It looks like there's some indicator over there. It is the rope maker. Interesting. We'll be checking out the production chains before too long. Don't worry. I don't know if I'm going to quite get to all of them, but we'll look at some of them and see what they're doing. Nice little barn area with the Riverbend Springs Can't see it. The water tower. There is third person now. It definitely seems to give you a much better perspective on height and size. Looking at this car, my eyes are level with it. It looks like I'm much taller than it, but if you go in a third person, I'm actually about the same size as it. That jumping looks weird. That definitely has a good portrayal of height. That looks really tall. Employees only, don't take pictures. No problem. Yeah, this looks good, man. The trees do look better. I think they like doubled the foliage in the trees. I'm not certain exactly what that does. I do know that they're supposedly going to look a lot better. I want to take this one. This area kind of goes up into the trees, I think. So from here you can clearly see the repeating texture on the wheat field. If I zoom out further, you can as well. Yeah, I need to increase my foliage draw distance, I think, because that looks pretty bad. Sure. Doesn't look terrible, but yeah, that's gonna hurt every time I see that. I want to take these dirt roads here, and there is the river right in front of us. Dirt paths look pretty good, but you can clearly tell kind of where the dirt path ends and the gravel begins, whereas in reality it would be a much more fluid transition. It still looks pretty good. It's a good texture, but hopefully the day is coming when it's not a texture anymore. We can have some proper realism. So here we are down at like a type of gravel landing here. The fog on the river looks pretty good. There's the barge. There's a ferry straight ahead. I believe we may be able to use that. I'm gonna go check it out. Got a drain system over there. Okay, how does this work? Drive slow onto ferry. I wonder if we could get over that weight limit. I might come back to that. So I press R on the keyboard or left joystick down. It will start the ferry. And it looks like it's slowly making its way over to me. I wonder if you need to pay for this ferry use. I think you could definitely get a bigger tractor than 22 tons onto that. So I want to see if it'll stop us because it's way too much. That's a pretty good horn. Stop the engine, set parking brake, stay in vehicle. Well, I can't stop the engine and stay in the vehicle. Start ferry, you have to get out. Oh, come on. The sign says to stay in the vehicle, but you have to get out of the vehicle to start it. Brake immersion. Okay, so it will just drive us over to the other side. This is a good way to get across the river. I don't know if there's other spots like that. It looks like there may be one up here. I can turn off autosave later, but I want to see the ferry ride. Yeah, I think there was a mod map in FS17 that had this. It was called Joran's Farm. Nothing super new to me, but it's still awesome to get that in a base game. Remember, modders could have access to this type of thing, and that would be pretty neat. Okay, so here we are on the other side. Have I already been down here? No, but this is right next to my starting farm. Shoot, I probably shouldn't have taken that ferry. That's fine. All we're missing is a couple areas in the bottom left. Here. I don't want to create job. Why do I do this? There we go. What is orange? Carrots. Okay, same as last game. And there's a lot of different greens and blue-ish stuff. Interesting. Okay, I'm getting distracted. It's what my ADHD does best. So we're going to go ahead. We'll look at the starting farm, but we're not going to like look at the equipment. No, I want to end in the starting farm. Sorry. I am losing my mind here. Starting farm is there, but we're going to end in the starting farm to check it out. I'm sure if you've seen any playthroughs on Riverbend, you've already seen the starting farm, so the other areas of the map have more importance. No cop, no stop, only in video games. Okay, so here we go. Train tracks. This is a very Midwestern US thing. I see this all the time. Train tracks over the road with those little trusses. And here we've got a bit of a grid pattern. But this is not the town we started in, so it looks like there's multiple town areas in the map, which is cool. The fence looks a little too perfect. That looks pretty good. There's not as much trash in the yards as there would be. It's pretty solid. Map makers are just going to get better and better at making things feel real, and this is definitely an improvement from 22. Feels like there's a little bit more going on. It helps with the different traffic as well. Okay, where are we? We're gonna go up to the top left. Yeah, that looks good. You could get some good cinematic shots with all these little shops in the background. Oh yeah, that's cool. And we don't just have cars and trucks rolling around now. That's a postal van. That's awesome. School buses, postal vans, cement trucks. Game's coming a long way. I don't like the grass texture. I think it actually looks like a step down from 22. There's something about it's just all the same color and all that. Whoa. What do we got here? A speed bump? I don't know if that... Yep. I don't know if that's there intentionally or not. There's no warning about it. That is definitely a big speed bump. Careful on that. A post office? What? United States Post Office now hiring. This isn't realistic. Post offices don't look this good. They're all gray and drab. because they're government buildings. That's cool though. I don't think we had anything like that in the Elm Creek. What was it Elm Creek Springs or something? I didn't play that one very much, even though it's from the U.S. and I am as well. Okay, so we got another pretty straight road. This is basically a drag strip, same as with the bottom of the map. There's two pretty straight. Oh man, I was trying to change the size of the minimap and I swerved right into a pole. Is this barley then? Or is this oats? Oats, okay, that looks a lot better than 22's. Still looks a little sparse from the top down, but it looks a lot better. I was always annoyed with oats because it seemed like no one would make them look any different in mod maps. I didn't like the texture-based game. Sunflowers look ugly, but they do in real life as well. This path is way too perfect. It would be more realistic to have it completely dirt because, and you're not probably going to have gravel back here. Different tractors have different widths of their tires, so the odds of all the tires fitting in this narrow corridor is just not going to happen. As you can see, my truck literally can't be that wide. So over the years, grass would not be able to grow in the middle there because different equipment would be driving over it. It's a pretty good-sized field here. Is that the biggest? That may be the biggest on the map. To our, like, straight in front of us here. It's a pretty good size. It's a little small for the biggest in the map, I think. But yeah, it's not bad. We got a cool little house here. I get that it would probably be impossible, just due to the way the game's set up, to have the school buses only come out at like 7 in the morning, 6, 7 in the morning, and like 3 or 4 p.m. And maybe school times are different in Europe, but in the U.S., you don't see school buses at 8:30 in the morning, unless they're like driving back to the bus barn where they live overnight, or during the day, I mean. That's cool. What is this? Is this a biogas plant? Grain River Silo, just a sell point it looks like. We've also got the wagon builder, which is not just a sell point. Oh, hey, do we have a corn maze? We're going to check that out. Let's go there. Pretty much straight ahead. It's August, so not really the time for a corn maze, but I wouldn't be complaining if there was. I think late September, early to late September would be a good time for a corn maze because that's when the corn is ready to harvest. Okay, let's go this way. As with FS22, the roads look way too perfect and uniform. They all look identical. Need more areas like this where the environment kind of bleeds onto the road. That looks good. Okay. A nice little community here. This looks good. This is giving me Sosnovka vibes from FS17. The industrial looking worn down buildings. That's cool. May not be corn, actually. I don't know what that is. Let's try and intuitively figure this out. You'd probably pull through. Is there a parking lot anywhere? Yeah, maybe here. Okay, there might be an entrance here. This way. It's sunflower maze. I don't know when sunflowers are ready. But I'm way too tall. I can see directly over them. It says this way here. Is it telling me the way out? field looks pretty good. There would probably be some sort of foliage on the ground from last year's harvest, and these sunflowers would not look perfect coming out of the ground like that. It's a little jarring. But in terms of like the mud and the water, that looks really good. I'm impressed. I'm not going to actually do the maze, I just wanted to see it. Okay, so let's go up into this top left area. I'm guessing the biogas plant, or sorry, top right. I'm guessing that's the biogas plant up there. Oh, we're just going to go check it out real quick. This map looks pretty good. I want to see Hutan Pentai because that one always looked better to me from the trailers and everything. I think it was DJ Goham that said it feels like there's always one map that's just the map in Farming Simulator games, and I think that's Hutan Pentai, and I have to agree with that. This only weighs 2,000 pounds. I feel like it'd weigh a little bit more. I could be wrong. Okay, so the same brand and very similar styling to 22's biogas plants. Got a nice little ramp for me here. Huge silage clamps. Bunkers, silage bunkers. Yeah, that looks very similar to 22's, but I mean, I don't need it to look any different. It's not a problem that it looks similar. Yeah, let's come around here. Got a nice bridge. Ooh, if I can keep it together. Let's say no tractors. No trucks, okay. So I would say no tractors either, unless they're very small, because this bridge probably can't take a lot of weight. But that looks pretty good. I like that. I mean, it looks like a video game, but it is a video game. It's very difficult to make an easily affordable, easily like well-running game that looks real. Some Unreal Engine 5 stuff looks pretty good, really good, but it's very taxing to run for your software and hardware. This looks really good. Brick industrial plants? What is this area? Kind of on the right side of the map. It's a factory, paper factory. Okay. That may have been a thing in 22 on the Silver Run Forest. I don't remember exactly. This vibe looks really good. American brick industrial. There's just something old and rustic about it. Man, this looks good. I like this. I like this area. What we got here? Making paper out of wood. So we got forestry, then debarking, making wood chips, making pulp from the wood chips, stock preparation, paper production, paper and pulp. Excellent. As with 22, production chains kind of came out of nowhere and changed a lot. They've added several crops to the greenhouses. They've added a ton of layers to productions. They didn't really announce production chains that much before 22 came out. They were just kind of a surprise drop, and I feel like that's happened again, and I'm here for it. Love me the production chains. They add so much to the game. It's just a farming game, but that offers such a higher level to it. Alright, what do we got down here? Tributary of some sort? I don't know what this is called, where there's kind of like a triangular... Obviously, that's not what this is. Okay, I'm just gonna stop talking because it wasn't making sense. We got some nice paths. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this game doesn't look bad at all. My computer's hot, but it's not burning, so I'm gonna guess high graphics is where we're gonna sit until we get into some bigger 4X maps and whatnot. Alright, I'm gonna drive back to the starting farm, and then we'll have ourselves a look at what you get with the starting farm, equipment, fields, and everything else. And how could I not show the bridge? I meant to end on the bridge. There's a train track bridge over there. But that is looking good. That is looking good. I just realized I gotta find a spot for a thumbnail somewhere. Yeesh. Okay, here's an entrance to the starting farm. There's also a main entrance off the road I was just on, I believe. Yep. Got our little overhang directly into the barn. We got some silos over here. That's a different looking silo than 22. That's good. I like that. Got some bees. Do we actually have bees? I don't know how to tell. We've got some really old cattle. What is this area? Small shed. Oh, okay, so you can build a small shed right away. Looks like we do have bees and their pallets will spawn here of honey. So does that mean we can't buy bees anymore? Construction, animals, cows, horses, pigs, sheep, chickens, bees, others. That's doghouse. Okay, so we do have bees. We can do that. So it looks like we have the big hive, and then we've got a few old beehives. It still does say the same thing about increased yield, and that's for flowering crops. So I think that's potatoes, canola, sunflower, and that might be it. But yeah, we've got a small shed right away that's already placed that we can build. Here's that entrance from the main road I was talking about. Barn doors are open. I guess it's not a horse barn. I don't know if I called it that. We've got our NPC creepily standing in our house. We've got our house. Some old sheds that don't look like they're usable. And a barn there that's usable. Excellent. Little boat thing. And this is kind of where we started, I think. Yeah, the truck was like right here. No, we started right here because I had to buy the truck. Sorry. What is this? Hickory Brook Farm. This might be like a farm shop area where you sell your produce, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so cycling through, you start with the Massey 8570. I believe, the smallest harvester in the game. Where's harvesting? Here we go. Yep, it is the smallest harvester. You've also got the John Deere 3650, an excellent little John Deere tractor. Challenger MT635 with a little John Deere cultivator on the back. We've got a Great Plains cedar, probably 4 meters wide, I would think. Do we have an owned area? Where's our garage? Vehicles, maybe? Okay, this might be the garage. I don't love this. Yeah, 4.6 meters wide is the planter. The cultivator is 4 meters wide, so they're not quite the same size, but they're good enough. We've got a big bag right there, and again, this looks humongous in third person. Like in 22, the bags looked big, but this is like, this weighs more than me. Yeah, 600 kilograms. That weighs 10 times what I do. Okay, there's our cattle. And here's our 3 fields ready to go. We've got a 4th one as well, but I don't think... Let's see here. Okay, so we've got, this was harvested, number 4 was plowed, 3 and 5 are ready to harvest, and that's wheat and canola. You're only getting a 37% yield bonus. Aw, that sucks. I was hoping our character would sink into the ruts like the tractors do, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Yep, I'm fully stepping in between the ruts, no problem. Okay, well, that's fine. The canola is also 37%. So what does 37% mean? It needs lime, so it hasn't had lime spread, but that's it. It hasn't been fertilized, so lime spreading will add some percents. Fertilizing it once will add some more percentage, and fertilizing it a second time will also help your percentage as well. We can't jump into this pen? Okay, we can. I just didn't get it right the first time. Okay, I don't know what these icons mean. I'm guessing that's food, that's water, that is where you buy the cattle and sell them at. And then this may be where you put a bale. Maybe a straw bale? I don't know exactly what that's about. As you can see, there's a meadow area down in the bottom right. So they have food from the meadow. Yeah. The meadow is 47 or 40% effective. Of course, we've got silage, hay, and total mixed ration as well. So I'm guessing you can just put a hay bale right here and they'll just eat from it? I don't know. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Yep, okay, so you don't start with the truck, but again, I did add it after the fact. I like this selection of equipment. Quite good. This barn looks nice. You're not going to be able to get a ton of equipment in it, but it's pretty good. Okay. Okay, now we're going to have a look at some production chains on the map. So we've got cement factory, dredging boat. I should start top to bottom, but I'm not going to. A tailor shop, a bakery, canning factory, the biogas plant I showed you. A bunch of bees, dang. Paper factory we went to, that looked really good. Oil mill, sawmill, a rope maker, cooper. I don't know what that is. Carpentry and grain mill. I think that's all of them. So pretty solid. The extra ones would be, let's see, cement factory is new, dredging boat is new, rope maker is new, cooper is new. Paper factory might be new, I'm not sure, and canning factory is not new. That was from the premium expansion. Is there a way for me to see what goes where? Oh, excellent. Okay. So okay, so you can go through available and owned. I think, yes, these are all on the base game. So you've got the typical FS22 things of bread. You use flour and make bread. It is a 2-to-1 ratio like it was in FS22. It says you put 90 in, you get 45 out. You can also use rice flour, which is more effective. You only need 68 rice flour to make the same amount of bread. Let's go to the grain mill to see how you get rice flour. So we've got barley, oat, sorghum, and wheat, as well as rice and long grain rice. So rice, you take 9 liters of rice to make 15 of rice flour, and it's 15 to 13 for long grain rice. So rice is going to be the most effective. Yeah, rice is the only crop that makes more flour than came in. So you're Yeah, you'll want to take... It depends on the yield. Obviously, barley yields the most out of all of these crops here. But that's a pretty bad exchange rate. So yeah, you take your rice or your other grain crops to the grain mill, then to the bakery. You can also make cake from flour. You need flour, sugar, milk. It says bottled. We're going to have to look at the... Where would I even look for that? To get bottled milk? Maybe the canning factory? Okay, I don't know. Yes, you need milk. It says bottled, so I don't know what exactly that's meaning. Eggs, butter, strawberries. So that's the same ingredients except for the bottled part. You make 21 cake, and then with rice flour, it's the same. You just use a little bit less. That looks the same. Canning factory, you can make peas, which just bring in peas. You get canned peas, which are going to sell for higher. Bring in green beans, get jarred green beans. Bring in Napa cabbage, garlic, spring onion, chili peppers for 42 kimchi. This is what I was talking about. This was never announced. I never heard anyone talking about the new greenhouse stuff that they're bringing in. So I want to look at the greenhouses to see everything they can do. You can also make some soup. You need eggs and flour to make noodle soup. With rice flour, it's the same ingredients, just less rice flour. Preserved beetroots, preserved food carrots, preserved food beetroot. That's a weird way of saying it. Why not just call it preserved beetroot? So we've got parsnips, carrots, beetroot, rice bag. Okay. You bring in rice and get rice rolls. I don't know what those are. 45 rice bags. I wonder if they had a oopsie. Because they call these rice bags and they call this a rice bag, but these are rice rolls here and these are rice bags here. So I'm guessing these are supposed to say rice rolls. That's probably going to get corrected at some point. And then spinach bag. So this is a pretty straightforward production chain. You buy it, you bring your food into it, and it makes other food and you sell it immediately. You don't take food here and then use the ingredients to go somewhere else like you do with the grain mill. So carpentry, I'm not really into forestry that much, but that looks similar. Okay, this makes only furniture, so you need a sawmill. Yes, the sawmill would take your forest wood and turn it into planks and everything like that. Cement factory, you take in stones to get cement bricks. That's probably for building. As we saw, we have where is it? I don't know where it is. We had a small shed that we need to build somewhere. That right here, yeah. So I'm guessing building zones like these, sometimes we'll need cement bricks. Let's see what the ingredients we need here are. I'm sorry, I bounced all over the place. Just wood. Wood, planks, and planks. Anyways. You can also make roof plate here. A cooper. Okay, they make barrels, bathtubs, buckets. That's cool. I don't know why it's called a cooper. Oil mill. Same as last time, but now you can make different rice oils. Paper factory. Yeah, that was from FS22. I remember it now. It gives you carton rolls and paper rolls, which are going to be used for something else. Playground maker. So you bring in a certain amount of wood and you get a toy tractor. Rope maker. You bring in wool or cotton and it makes ropes. That's cool. Know if these ropes can be used in something else, like a spinnery. No. Are they used in the cooper? No. Maybe in the playground maker. I don't know if there's going to be other options after the toy tractor. I have a feeling those ropes could be used somewhere, but I'm not sure. Wagon builder. Yep, that's where it is. Ropes. Okay, excellent. Sawmill looks the same. Spinnery looks the same. Tailor shop. Yep, you make clothes. And wagon builder. That's pretty cool. Bring in some planks, some fabric, and some rope, and you get a wagon. So you have to own 3 different production chains for this. Those wagons better be worth it, because it takes a lot of money to get into that. Okay. Now we're going to go to the shop, and I want to see how big the shop area is. If you want to buy a ton of machinery, how much are you going to be able to fit? So this is the shop. It looks, it looks like a shop. Not great, not terrible. That tree looks out of place. All right. I have a it's kind of a tradition of seeing how many of a certain type of slurry tanker fit. So let's find those. Miscellaneous, no. This shop is going to take some getting used to. Seating, yield improvements. There we go, slurry tankers. I don't have the one I usually use, so we're going to use the... Ugh, that's expensive. We'll just use the big one. That's a very large slurry tanker. We're just going to lease as many of them as we can. Okay, delivery space blocked. Move other items out of the way. Can't tell. We got a lot. Okay, I'm going to count them. Okay, it did do... That's awesome. That's so much room, dude. So much room. I don't even know if I can count these without being super boring. 14, 16, 17. Is it too direct? Yep, so 34 of these giant slurry tankers. That is by far the most I've ever gotten in a store. Giants has stepped up their game. That's a huge amount of space. I mean, if you can fill this up without trying to, you're doing good. Because this is a lot of machinery right here. I like to check that because there's times where I start a map and I buy like 4 harvesters, I buy all this and that, giant planters, giant cultivators, a bunch of tractors, and it's just more fun to be able to get it all in one place, where right when you buy it, and see it all right there. So this has been the Riverbend Springs first look. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I like this map. It's better than the base game FS22 maps, but that could possibly just be because of the graphical improvement and just the excitement I have for playing the game instead of actual map design. I'd like to see the borders between things made better. Like this hard cut line between field and dirt is not good. The pretty hard line between the asphalt here and the dirt, the way that the dirt trails are perfect. Like, I just want to see more of a mess just around the map, I guess. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this one. Be looking out for other first looks. I'll do one on Hutan Pentai, the Asian map, and then as well I will compare Farming Simulator 22 Zielonka to Farming Simulator 25 Zielonka. So yep, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I'll see you next time. Peace.